Hello, welcome to part 10 of My Sister's Got a Spoon Up Her Nose. Now, last time we left Dad, he was saying to Mr. Tug, I'll see you in the pool, I'm off to get changed. And Mr. Tug, being Mr. Tug, was there in slinky racing trunks doing stretchy bendy exercises. And I think we're all wondering, including Mr. Tug, what Dad's going to do in the swimming. Because remember, he surprised us all by running as a fluffy purple penguin. Is he going to swim normally, or has he got some tricks up his sleeve? And that was what I asked you to make a prediction about what was going to happen in the swimming pool event. Was one going to swim brilliantly and finish much earlier than the other? Was Dad going to pull some sort of stunt again? Let's find out. Dad disappeared with his bag of gear. When he came back, he was wearing his baggy, knee-length swimming trunks. He also had a face mask, a snorkel, extra large flippers, a fat red inflatable ring around his waist, and armbands. Mr. Tug exploded. Do you remember earlier in the story that Nicola said Mr. Tug exploded often? He was like a volcano. Well, here's Mr. Tug exploding again. "You can't wear that lot!" he shouted. "Why not? Where in the rules does it say I can't wear all this? It's purely for safety." "I protest!" cried Mr. Tug, and he called over the organisers. The organisers said that swimmers could wear whatever they wanted. It's the taking part and raising money that's important, they added. Do you remember we talked about that as well? Remember I asked, do you think that the organisers would expect people like Dad and Mr. Tug to behave as they are by getting all competitive and being a bit aggressive with each other? And we thought that perhaps actually it was about the taking part, and that confirms it. We were right, wasn't it? It's the taking part and raising money that's important. "But he's cheating! It shouldn't be allowed!" Mr. Tug's really quite cross, isn't he? "I shall welcome you at the finish line, Mr. Tug," said Dad with a smile. And for once, Dad seems to be the one behaving like a grown-up here, doesn't he? And I don't think, from what we've read, we could often say that about Dad. He's usually quite childish. Mr. Tug jumped angrily into the pool, still protesting, and a few moments later the swimmers set off. My Dad can't half splash about. Well, no wonder with all that gear on. He sent water every which way. It was like watching a whale trying to scratch itself. The other swimmers avoided him as much as possible. Meanwhile, Mr. Tug demonstrated that his swimming technique was just as good as his running technique. He was making fast progress, but then so was Dad, thanks to his giant flippers. I soon lost track of how many lengths either of them had done. In any case, it was getting a bit boring. The race seemed to go on forever, up and down, up and down. It was Mum who first noticed that Mr. Tug was slowing down. He's not swimming as smoothly as he was at the beginning. He's splashing a bit more. Maybe he's tiring. It was true. Mr. Tug was splashing about a bit now. He was chucking almost as much water around as Dad. In fact, he'd come to a complete stop. In fact, he was sinking. Mr. Tug was drowning! People began jumping to their feet and shouting for help. I saw the lifeguard race to the side. She was about to dive in when Mr. Tug suddenly rose to the surface again and took a great gasp of air. Someone had already rescued him. My Dad! Dad was pulling off his inflatable ring and pushing it under Mr. Tug. Then he yanked off his armbands and handed them over too. Finally, he grabbed Mr. Tug with one arm under his chin and pulled him backwards to the side of the pool. Several people helped them both out of the water. "Just don't ask me to give him the kiss of life," he told the admiring crowd. "Someone else can do that bit." Dad made sure Mr. Tug was going to be all right, then slipped back into the water and finished his mile. When he reached the end, everyone cheered. I was so proud. Afterwards, Mr. Tug came over to thank Dad for helping him. "I overdid it a bit," I was trying too hard. Mind you, if you hadn't made me so angry at the beginning, it wouldn't have happened. Never mind. You saved me. Thank you. That means we're even, so it's down to the mile jump. I suppose you were the school's parachute jump champion too, said Dad. No, answered Mr. Tugg. Never done it before in my life. Nor me, Dad replied. I'll see you there tomorrow then, said Mr. Tugg. See you there, echoed Dad. And may the best man win, Mr. Tugg threw back over his shoulder as he walked away. It was a good thing he was walking away, because he couldn't see Dad's face. I've never seen him looking so scared in all my life. Okay, 2 questions for you. Question 1. What do you think of what has happened in this chapter? What is your opinion of the events in this chapter? So this is a personal response. There's not a right or a wrong answer. It's your thoughts and your opinion. What do you think about what has just happened in the 3-mile challenge in the swimming pool mile? That's question 1. Question 2. Do you think Dad and Mr. Tugg's relationship has changed now? So both those questions are asking for your thoughts and your opinions. There's not a right or wrong answer. It's what you think about the events in the story. I look forward to getting your emails. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.